Warning. This video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to Viewer's Choice. Your selection is about to begin. But first, take a look at what else you can see this week.
Hey, dudes, inviting you to travel through time. First stop, a long layover at the video store.
Bogus.
Wait, you've got Viewer's Choice.
Excellent.
Hello, you rotten little bloodsuckers.
America's most popular now. Get extra value. $12.50 cash back.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. What? Say what it is.
Let's get out of here! Like that!
When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day and thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons.
This is my ship, the Nebuchadnezzar. This is the core. Where we broadcast our pirate signal and hack into the nations.
Welcome to the Nebuchadnezzar with your host, Anesto Morado, the double-headed coin, and your co-host, Pablo Morado, the Thunderbolt. Together, we are the Paramid Podcast.
Have a nice day.
The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world.
You know what's the hardest thing about podcasting? You got to do all the stuff yourself. Right. Go ahead, buddy. Do it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and spend the money. And go, how much does AdSense make money at the beginning? Not a lot.
Political dynasty. In this new age we make for ourselves. We will refuse to allow those who traffic in division and hate to pit us against one another. In this moment of political darkness, New York will be the light. Here, we believe in standing up for those we love. Together, we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves.
Down and just take a picture with
Iman Siraj Wahaj.
Vinny, can you tell us who that is?
So the guy that he's smiling with, guys, is the same guy the FBI named as an unindicted co-conspirator.
Can you zoom in a little bit more, Rob?
Yeah, on the right guy, the guy on the right.
Yeah.
1993 World Trade bombing. Six people were killed.
In the white cultural garb.
Yeah. Over 1,000 injured, and this is who he's posing with. Last week he was talking shit, sorry for my language, about Cuomo and never going to mosque. That's you, homie. You're there with a freaking guy that was a co-conspirator conspirator that killed 6 freaking American New Yorkers and 1,000 other injured.
Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families.
It's a very sort of heavy spaceship to be making it all out of nickel.
It's the size of Manhattan and all nickel.
Yeah, that's a heavy spaceship.
That's a
Comet 3. Atlas has become one of the most mysterious objects in our skies.
Welcome to the most banned podcast on the internet with your hosts, Anesto and Pablo Morado. Broadcasting to you from the depths of the Nebuchadnezzar and fighting the unseen hand in search of truth. Join us as we go digging in the valley of the real for current events, conspiracies, and paranormal phenomenon. This is the Paramid podcast. Don't forget to follow us at paranormal.experience on Instagram, at Paramid Podcast on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Paramid Podcast on YouTube. Every follow and like gets us one step closer to exposing the fools of the deep state. So let's light a fire of wisdom and take back our sovereignty.
A famine coming and setting the stage. So I know this goes back to your time in the Netherlands. How does that tie in?
Right, or actually, yeah, that's why I went to Netherlands. Now, in 2020, that was the first time I started warning about potential famine, because I could see conditions were starting to be set for that. Right.
Welcome to the Nebuchadnezzar with your hosts, Anesto and Pablo Morado! Welcome to the most banned podcast on the internet! Tonight we're going into what the hell is going on in New York City. The updated version of You Were Having a Good Day. And much more. What the heck is going on in the skies? What is the Triangle of Death? And the rise of AI. So many things that are going on in this world today. We will do our best to encapsulate it in this podcast. But bear with us, folks. There's a lot of things to cover. Not a lot of time. But we are going to be doing our absolute best to bring you the best podcast that we have to bring. For those of you coming in, please like and subscribe. Every like, every view, every person that you tell to watch the podcast brings us closer to the goal of breaking through the zeitgeist and being able to help unleash and free some minds out there, some sheeple that are out there. And it's pretty insane that some of these sheeple are our friends and family that are living in the slumber of New York City. A lot of stuff to cover, but what do you think of what we're doing here in this new intro with all this AI music? What do you think of this?
I like it. I like it a lot.
And it's copyright free. We're going to be doing more AI songs because they're copyright free. They're a little bit on the edge side, but I'm going to consider us like pirate radio. How are you going to stop AI now? Yeah. Go ahead. What a crazy hiatus we've been taking. So many things have been going on. When it comes to personal things, I just found out I had 2 hernias. How do you? Unbelievable. 2, not 1,
Not
but
1,
2.
but 2.
Yeah, I got a 2 for the price of 1.
Pure morado fashion.
And
when we do something, we do it big.
And boy, it's a new thing that I have to learn to live with. And for those of you that have had this hernia, apparently it's very common in sports. So I guess in one way, it's like a badge of honor. It shows that I'm consistent in working out and staying, some kind of active. But on the other end, it is very painful to have your intestines poke out of your stomach. Not very fun.
And what is for the people that don't know, what is an actual hernia?
Okay, so there's 2 different kinds of hernia. Well, there's a couple of different kinds of hernias. Now, the hernia that I always assumed was a hernia is the one in the groin. It's called an inguinal hernia, right? And that
which people associate with heavy lifting.
Right, with heavy lifting. I mean, heavy lifting is associated with any kind of hernia, but the thing is,
for men, more or less, it has to do with the gonads, with the huevos.
Well, it's a
at
weak
least when
spot.
I was growing up, anyway.
Well, yeah. So, how everybody aspires to have a 6-pack, but there's also 2 other abs underneath the bottom 2, right? So technically we can have an 8-pack, right? So those 2 bottom ones are very.
If you guys want to see what an 8-pack looks like, just look at that series. What's the name of that series? Not Ben-Hur. Spartacus on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
The trainer guy, the black trainer guy.
Let's see.
That dude has abs going down to his legs.
Let me see. Yeah, I'll put this up on screen here.
So welcome, folks, to the Paramid podcast. I see I got 1 viewer already. That dude.
This guy, yeah. So so down by here, right? You have 2 more abdominal muscles, right? And the thing is that those muscles are fairly weak, and there's this fibrous material called fascia that it's weak by nature. And what happens is when you exert force, your intestines poke through that weakness, and it's kind of like having a weak spot in the fabric, and then if you put enough pressure, that weak spot, something could go through. In this case, it's our intestines. So when you put a lot of pressure, when you're bearing down and using a heavy weight, you're putting a lot of pressure, and what ends up happening is your intestines pokes through, and it's usually down by the groin area. Okay. But it's still your abdomen. It's not really connected with your gonads, right? But what I have is not down there. Mine is a belly button hernia, where when you're born, you have the umbilical cord, right? And they, your father or the doctor cuts the cord, and then they tie it up. Well, that cord is still within your stomach, and it creates like this little weak spot in your abdomen area. And what happens is, again, when you're using a lot of weight and bearing down, it gets weak over time, and your intestines can poke out.
Now, does incorrect technique in lifting cause that?
No, it doesn't cause that. It's one of the things that could make it worse, but it doesn't cause it. Apparently, it's a genetic thing. It's like the first thing that they ask is, has any of my family have hernias before? Because the doctor says the only people that get hernias are the people that get hernias. So he's like, since you have 2, you're one of the people that get hernias. So apparently it's something that you have to worry about. but it's not something that everybody blanket.
I probably have one and don't know it.
And the thing is that he says carrying on extra weight also, because the thing is you're stretching your muscles, right? And the more your belly fat gets into the abdominal, either it's over the abs or under, right?
Right.
The under is going to be pushing up against the cell wall, or the ab wall. So eventually, over time, if you're bearing down, picking up anything, it's going to cause a lot of pressure. And it's not like one thing causes it. It's a wear and tear. Think of it like your tires, right? It's not like you suddenly your tires are suddenly no good. It happens over time. You know, a lot of wear and tear, and now all of a sudden your tires are bald, right? It's kind of the same thing. Like having bald tires, it's not because of one thing or another. It's not like you're a bad driver or anything like that.
Right. It's just that you're driving, period.
Right. You know, you're putting miles on the
right.
And it's bound to happen. Same concept. You know, it's just bound to happen. And over time, as you get older, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker until eventually it breaks. Now, the two courses of action that the doctor claims that we have is either you live with it, which a lot of people do. They just live with it. And when your intestines poke out, they poke it back in. If they can tolerate it, or you get a little mesh, and they do a little surgery, and they put a mesh underneath the wall so that when there's pressure, the mesh is there to keep the intestines in. But they never actually close the hole.
Okay, so I Googled it over here, and it says a hernia is a condition where an organ or tissue protrudes through a weak spot in a muscle or connective tissue. This can occur in various parts of the body, most commonly in the abdomen. Causes: weak abdominal muscles, increased pressure on the abdomen, for example, from pregnancy, obesity, or heavy lifting, trauma or injury, and certain medical conditions such as chronic cough and constipation, which it makes sense with what you're going through.
Well, I don't really cough all that much or have constipation, but
not constipation,
but heavy lifting is the one thing I was doing because I have my son. I'm lifting him.
Yeah,
constantly.
But remember, you had issues that you even had like a colonoscopy at one time.
Yeah,
that could be. Something was going on there.
No, it wasn't a colonoscopy. It was an endoscopy through the mouth.
Oh, an endoscopy. Okay.
Yeah. But nonetheless,
okay, but a little bit more context.
I don't want to get too far down the road.
So that people know that we know what we're talking about. It says types. Inguinal hernia, which you were explaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
Occurs in the groin area. Hiatal, hiatal, because if it's hiatal hernia occurs when a part of the stomach pushes through the diaphragm into the chest cavity. What?
Mm-hmm.
Umbilical hernia, which is what they say you have, right?
Yeah.
Occurs around the belly button, and incisional hernia occurs along a previous scar. Symptoms: a bulge or a lump that may be visible or palpable. Pain or discomfort, especially when standing, sitting, or lifting objects. Nausea and vomiting. Heartburn or indigestion. Treatment: most hernias require surgery to repair the weak spot and push the protruding tissue back into its proper position. In some cases, conservative management with lifestyle changes, e.g. weight loss, averting heavy lifting, may be sufficient. No, it is important to seek medical attention if you suspect you have a hernia. Left untreated, hernias can lead to complications such as infection, strangulation, or tissue damage.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
it's not very fun to go through. It's very uncomfortable, but it's life now. So it's something that I have to now live with. But with that being said, for those of you tuning in and you love what we do here, despite anything that goes on at in our personal life, we still make it a habit and we still put it high in our to-do list to come here to give you this content. So if you like what we're doing, please go ahead and donate.
Lo sabía que era otra pregunta. Tú nunca te quedas ahí, ¿no verdad? Siempre con el dinero.
I'm saying, how you think a nigga's supposed to get this shit? This shit money don't grow on trees, shit don't fall out of the sky, nigga.
Come on, man.
I'm saying, how you think a nigga's supposed to get this shit? This shit money don't grow on trees, shit don't fall out of the sky, nigga.
Another way to support the cast is by going over to paramidsup.com to get yourself a bottle of supplements. We got supplement gummies here. Paramid Sup, fuel your play. This is going to be something that is made here in America, that has gone through the painstaking details to make sure that we're providing easy to take, easy to use, and effective supplements for you. So go check it out. And if you don't take my word for it, we got our new brand ambassador, Natalie, to tell you her experience as well. So we're going to go ahead and play our recent ad. Oh.
Shout outs to Mr.
It tastes
Apollo,
like candy.
who's watching.
So I'm actually used to taking supplements, but I'm usually like a pill person. So to transition into gummies, I feel like it was easier.
So that's the whole point, to make sure that, it's easier to do, because I remember taking, all kinds of different supplements or fat burners and things like that to try to maintain a certain level of fitness. And it just ended up feeling like, that like pill feeling in your gut when you're just like, and you're burping and you're just like, I don't like that light of sup. Well, if you don't want that uncomfortable pill feeling in your gut, take our vitamin gummies. They're very easy to use, very easy to take, and very light on your
And
gut.
I'm going to do my dose right now. I waited for the show.
What do you got?
First, I start off with my turmeric.
You mind if I take some of those? Maybe that'd be helpful for my stomach swelling that I got going on here.
I take the turmeric. It reduces inflammation, and it does wonders for my knees.
And they're great they're easy to use, they're easy to take. So go check it out, paramidsup.com.
Then I go to my brain boost, which helps me with my cognitive skills.
And with that being said, let's keep this podcast moving along here.
And then lastly, joint support.
Joint support, which is really great for your joints. And have you noticed a difference?
I have, to the point that when I don't take it, I notice I didn't take it.
Well, with that being said, what in the world is going on in this clip here?
Before you do that, we have hold on. We have a viewer. He usually comes around and pops in and out. My old friend, Mr. Apollo. I want his opinion on how does he feel about Mandani. Mr. Apollo, please let us know Are you happy with the... I know you don't live anymore in the city. I believe you are. When
in the boroughs?
He went to Long Island, I believe.
Oh, okay.
If I'm correct.
That's still New York.
But I want to know what his opinion is on Mondami. I still don't know how to pronounce his last name. I know it's Zoran Mamdani. Mamdani with an N at the end. Mamdani. What do you feel about him, kid? Do you like him? If you don't like him, tell me why. And if you do like him, tell me why. Because I am dumbfounded and perplexed.
There's a lot of people that I know personally that like Mamdani. I never asked them why, but apparently they do.
I'm dumbfounded and perplexed. Why did New York elect this guy?
I have zero clue.
But it's not like really they if you're a Democrat, because usually New York is a Democrat town.
Mm-hmm.
When they go to the polls, they just see the D and down the line. They don't care. It's just down the line. Democrat, Democrat, Democrat.
Right.
In my opinion, not because I have no affiliation, Republican or Democrat. I stay. I'm like Joe Rogan. I'm a man without a political home. But if I was in New York and I was able to vote in New York, I would have voted for Sliwa. Now that's a bad word.
Why?
Because now Sliwa has become persona non grata.
Why?
Mr. Apollo says, I honestly wish New York City the best. Yet, okay, and let me wait for what else he says. Because the fact that he stayed in the race.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people were
and they're blaming that
on him. They wanted him to drop out so that Cuomo would have gotten the vote.
And Cuomo was running as a what?
As an independent.
And Curtis Lewa was a Republican.
A Republican.
So then what? So their choice would be what? An independent and a Democrat?
Right. They wanted Mr. Sliwa to drop his campaign, and thus whoever was going to vote for Curtis would vote for Mr. Cuomo. But Curtis, if you know the man, there's no quitting in the man.
Of course.
He is gonna and
that's the kind of person that they need.
Right. And by all said and purposes, I probably would have done the same thing, because why are you gonna ask me to drop?
Right. Like, ask him to drop.
You ask him to drop.
Because then people would have no choice at that point,
or
right?
let the people decide.
Or let the people decide.
And obviously, New York wanted Mamdani.
Yeah. You know why?
Because I wish I have a little soundbite that says free, 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 free. You know, because he's lying. Well, all politicians lying.
Uh-huh.
But he's like a Cheshire cat.
Right.
He's young, which he attracted the young vote, right?
Uh-huh.
He's charismatic, which attracted the woman vote, right? And he's good looking, you know, he's a handsome man,
right?
Then he's Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which now draws in the minority, brown, and black vote. So this guy was like the ultimate weapon. To beat him.
Everybody in the audience, now listen to me carefully, is being given a special package, and I don't want you to open it. Do not open it. Cameras are on you, so do
Right.
not open
So
until I tell you.
if a guy who has all those weapons,
Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3.
exactly. So pause that for a second. So for a guy who has all those weapons, very hard to beat, especially if he has a D in front of his name, which is meaning Democrat in New York. So Curtis Lewa was a dead duck. He would have never won.
And it's a damn shame.
And it's a damn shame because Curtis Lewa knows every inch of the city. You can show Curtis Lewa a 8.5 by 11 corner photo of New York. And he will tell you exactly where it is.
I'm sure.
Because he's parading up and down the New York subways and bus system
his whole life.
His whole life, all day long.
Right. So it's a damn shame.
I don't understand it. Why would you want
There's a lot of people that like him.
A socialist, borderline communist who is an anti-Semite?
Well, I mean,
even the Jews. He even got the Jewish vote.
Well, because again, what he's offering is you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, free buses, free food, free anything, free anything. But you know who else? You know who else said that? The person, you know what? I forget his name, but that's very familiar to what the North Koreans heard. Oh yeah, we're gonna share all this land. This is we help each other out. This is gonna be the rich farmers. We're gonna help the poor people. Everything's gonna work out well. We're gonna be, this is for the people.
Again,
yeah, right.
And and it's the hook that socialist governments have. But the problem with socialism is that it degrades real quick into communism.
Right.
Now, I have a theory, a hypothesis, right, that I was discussing with the Warlock, that places like LA, right, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, and other big cities that are blue, I think I've cracked the code why these cities go blue. Even though they have a candidate that might fix the problem. Like, for example, in Chicago's burning. It's fucking burning. I mean, it's not uncommon that 10 people get shot on any given day in Chicago, right? While there are places where 10 people murdered might be once, it might happen one murder, maybe once a year, maybe twice a year, maybe. But this is like a common thing in Chicago on a daily basis. But yet, the Democrats come out and say, Chicago's fine. We don't need the National Guard.
Right.
It's fine here.
Right.
How dare Trump this and that? But I know that there's the problem there is twofold. There's Trump derangement syndrome because Trump is doing it.
Yeah, that's a huge part. That's a huge part.
But my hypothesis is very, very intriguing. And I want people who are listening to the show to get back to me if my hypothesis make sense. And I'll continue. I'm going to tease that a bit as we go on to the AM PM show.
All right. All right, folks, you hear that sound? That means it's triggering the AM PM game show.
Welcome to the AM PM game show where Pablo and Anesto Morado attempt to determine what is going on in a video found online. Using only their ears and their third eye, the host will make a guess on what is going on. If the host gets guesses correctly, they receive $20,000 of a fiat currency that no longer exists. So what do you say, folks? Shall we play a game?
Radio is theater of the mind. Radio is theater of the mind. But radio is theater of the mind. It's imagination. It's imagination. Radio is theater of the mind. Theater of the mind.
That's right. Radio is theater of the mind.
Somebody is pissed. These ain't tears of sorrow.
What?
These are tears of anger and dismay and disgust.
What?
This sounds to me like it's a Karen.
That's a Karen? Well, what is going on in this clip?
What it sounds to me, 'cause the ending is the key factor of this clip. I believe that this lady is just letting out her frustrations in just one big loud cry. It's some kind of purging of her anger, dismay, her disgust for whatever her situation is in.
So describe the scene to me. Like, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing her being part of, like, we've discussed this on the Paramid podcast before, some kind of gathering of people, or maybe just of women, where they get together and they just let it out. Let out all their goddamn frustrations with this world built by men. This is a man's world. And they can't stand it anymore.
Oh, man.
It's like that, what is that video from that movie? I'm mad as hell, and I can't take it anymore.
That's right, yeah.
That's my opinion of what's going on in this video.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, come on.
Goddamn right.
AI is
Without
amazing.
a screaming Karen. But this is a man's world. Ooh.
All right, you ready for the
won't
reveal?
Be nothing without a screaming Karen.
All right, let's put this up on screen for everyone to see here. Let's put this up on screen. And for those that want to make a guess, you can get a free gift from one of us if you go ahead and place a comment in the comment section below. So let's see here.
Let it out. It's festering in that chest of yours. Coño, hijo la gran. I am woman. Take that. Let out all that Karen-ness.
So for those that are just listening, what exactly is going on in this clip?
It's just as I suspected. It's a circle, or in this case, a square of women are surrounding. They're like in, picture like a, you know how they do a circle of people?
It looks like a yoga center, it seems like.
Yeah, but it's not in a circle. It's angular. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
a square.
It's a square, and then there's mats in the middle of the square, and everybody's in like a lotus position, right? They're sitting Indian style,
Right, yeah, lotus pose.
right? And they are looking at the woman who is just screaming her head off in a very, she's kneeling, but then it almost gets pornographic at one point where she's just leaning back on her knees, and look at her, she's quivering like she's possessed. Coño. I am woman, listen to me. I have rights. I have rights over my body, but you got to take the shot. Coño, this is what I go through every day. I get high positions, but I have to do certain things.
You know, this is very reminiscent of growing up when, you know, your parent says you can't do a certain thing and you're stuck. Like, you know, you want, like, for example, you want to go to a party, but because you failed or did this or whatever, you can't go.
When you're punished.
You're punished.
And you're pissed.
And you're in your room by yourself. No one's listening.
And you're pouting and you want attention and you want your parents to feel bad for you. And you cry and cry and cry. But if you have a parent.
My kids do this all the time.
If you had a parent like me, I'd be like, let it out, son. Just let it out. Belt it out.
So this is essentially the Ferber method as an adult.
Yes. It's just screaming all that stuff that's festering inside you.
And with that, you get I'm sorry. No, that was my bad. You get a.
Yes, I nailed it.
You nailed it. So, wow. Okay. So, with that being said,
let's continue with the cast.
Yeah. So, we were going down the New York mayoral election.
Yes. And I was teasing the fact that I have a hypothesis.
Okay.
Why big, expensive cities go blue. All right. You ready for it?
Yeah.
This is conspiracy theory. We need like a drum roll, like. Let me see something.
Let me see. Let's see.
I think I might have something.
No. Let's see. No, come on. Trying to find something good here, but I don't got anything like spectacularly good here. Hold on.
Jeez, that's not a drum roll.
Here, come on, let's get a good one. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, there we
go. And the reveal is.
Let's see. Let me see something. Okay, and one more. Let me see. And the reveal is this is conspiracy, greatest conspiracy told, number 3. Am I correct? We got the
number 15. It feels like we've gone.
We have the Epstein, right? We got the Khashoggi, right? We have. What was the third one? We were working on another one.
So you have the Khashoggi link. You have the Trump link to everything. You have the alien link to everything.
But it's all linked to Epstein.
Right. It all links to Epstein.
Well, this is my conspiracy why big cities, big, rich, expensive, highly coveted cities go blue. Right? You see, you're talking to a guy who was born and raised in New York, right? Came from, I would say, we had no means, for lack of a better word. You know, we were straddling that line between poverty and just enough to live, right? And then by a strike of luck, my dad goes from a mediocre job to a business owner. which bumped us up a couple of lines up.
Okay.
Right? Now we're still straddling that line, but a little bit more comfortable.
Right.
And we thrived for years as our business began to grow. And my father was able to buy his own home. Then I was able to buy mine. As I walked into the business as an adult, I got married. I was able to buy my house. And then 2008 comes along and everything crumbles. Right? But all the while, as I'm struggling, straddling that line, now I'm a husband and a father, and I'm trying to get my kids their own home. That American dream was getting further and further and further away from my grasp, which is home ownership.
Right.
So, because at that time, as I began my journey into buying my first home, David Dinkins, you were born in
Mayor Dinkins was
right. Mayor Dinkins, you were born in 92, so Mayor Dinkins was in his second year. And New York started to do a decline. As New York started to do a decline and crime begins to that inevitable uptick and society begins to decay, what happens? People start to leave New York.
Right.
Right? As people start to leave New York, home ownership suffers. People who rent homes and apartments suffer. So as they suffer, they begin to try to entice people to stay in New York. At that time, a lot of people went to Florida. A lot.
And it's probably still going on. A lot of people are going to Florida.
In order to entice the renters to come back in and for home buyers to come back into the fold, what do? You reduce the price.
Right.
To a level that people can afford.
Right, attainable.
Right. So about that time, about 94, you're 2 years old, I'm still struggling. Right? But then a matatang comes in. Giuliani. And Giuliani took New York, a Republican, took New York, especially the Times Square area. You want to cough? Go ahead, cough. And
just not in your direction.
Right. The Times Square area, which was a cesspool, which had its charm, believe it or not. People that came to New York wanted to see that cesspool.
Yeah, that was the reason to go.
That was the pull.
It's like going to visit Gotham.
Right, exactly. Exactly. People want to see
the dirty booths where you put 25 cents in and people are doing disgusting things.
Right. People want to see a place burn. Because they're sick like that. And they'll travel from
They want to see debauchery.
Yes. They want to see bums stacked like pyramids on the corner.
Look at that.
With a stench and my mom used to call it a tijne, like this grime that no matter how much you scrub, it won't come off.
Oh no.
And the smell of human urine and feces is the aroma of the air.
And people go visit.
They wanted to see this.
And to get mugged, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah, that was like the bonus. They wanted to see they wanted to see if this was real.
Mm-hmm.
People from all over the world came to New York. But then comes Giuliani.
And cleaned it up.
Cleans all that shit up. And Times Square and Lower Manhattan becomes Disney World. Right? Now, while it was on the downside with David Dinkins, this guy makes... Oh, and then again, with the debauchery that's going on already, the mafia has a grip, a stronghold.
Right.
So now Giuliani comes in.
Which a good friend of mine, his family was in that whole mafia bit too. So, yeah.
Well, Giuliani came in. He decimates the families, the mafia families, makes Times Square into Disney World in Lower Manhattan, and everything follows suits. New York blossoms into one of the most safest cities in the world.
Right.
And property and apartments rents begins to tick, 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 to a place where the people that were straddling the line, as I was, cannot get that American dream. So what the hell am I talking about, right?
Well, how does that pertain to the Democrats' stronghold?
Aha. See, people at the bottom of the echelon are saying, let me see something. When the city was burning, and it was like the purge,
right?
I was paying X amount of dollars on my rent, on my utilities, and then when Giuliani cleaned it up,
I'm paying more.
I'm paying more. City's better, but in reality, I'm still at the same pay bracket, same salary. Salaries didn't go up much, but the property rents and properties have gone up.
Right.
Why would I want anybody to clean up the city?
So that it could be more expensive.
Let it burn. Gives me a chance to afford the rent. Right? This is the people on the bottom of the echelon.
So it's crabs in a bucket.
Right.
They're all trying to bring it down because it serves them.
Right. Now, this is the people at the bottom of the echelon. The people at the top of the echelon. The people that broke in through the glass ceiling and they're at a different bracket.
They surf on them bodies.
Yeah, they are saying, wait a minute.
The more poor people, the better, because the more cheap help that I get.
That's part of it, but also they say to themselves, okay, this is my liquid cash, and these are my investments in New York. Granted, if things go up, I could now my properties I can sell at a premium. But now they're saying, wait a minute. I could attain more. I'm patient. I could attain more if the city begins to burn. You know, while the people on the bottom want it to burn because they want a slice of bread.
Right. They want to rise to the top.
The people on the top
want it
to burn because they want the loaf. They want multiple loaves of bread.
Right.
So if the city burns, property value goes down.
Perfect.
And instead of you buying one house, you buy 4 buildings.
Right.
Because if you look at history, everything has an ebb and flow. Everything goes up, and then it goes down. And if I remember, when I was a doorman, there was a very affluent, successful man that he would come with he was living in the building I was working at. And he took a liking to me. And he always told me, you got to do like a chipmunk. You take all your money, every nickel penny, and you start squirreling it away. Put them in your cheeks like a chipmunk. Because when things are up, you don't spend. You got to do like a chipmunk as they're getting ready for the winter, because they know eventually the summer's coming. And when the summer comes, they could be out and about, and they have their stash to get them through.
Right.
You understand?
I mean, not the summer, the winter.
The winter, I'm saying. The other way around.
Right.
Right? You know, in winter, everything is abundant. You got nuts, you got all kinds of stuff. But when the winter comes, everything dies. So when that winter comes, you go into your stash while everybody else is dying, you're surviving. So he goes, you do not spend on the up cycle. You spend on the down cycle, and you make a killing. So my hypothesis is this is why New York wants a man like Mondami, because it is a recipe for disaster. Free, 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 free translates to the city going down, 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 down. And then the people at the bottom says, well, I gotta go out with a baseball bat and most likely a bulletproof vest, but my bills are getting paid. So I'll switch one thing for the other, as opposed to like going out in a fairy tale land.
I would,
and people are, and all you can do is cringe when the bill comes in every first of the month.
I would expect that people would, especially now, because the government is shut down, right? And their SNAP benefits and things like that was being held, right? And it was affecting families, myself included.
Are being held.
Yeah. So
the shutdown is not over.
No. So that in and of itself should have revealed something to you, that if you rely on the government for your food, they could just shut off that switch.
They shut off that valve. You're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Because you're dependent on it.
Exactly.
So, see,
and the more that you're going to be asking, one thing that Zoran Mamdani had mentioned, that there's no problem too big or too small that government cannot solve. That is a crazy statement.
What makes it crazy in your opinion?
Because it's making it seem like no matter what problem you're facing, you're going to be asking the government for help. And therefore, you're beholden to whoever's elected. And if they like you, then you get favor. If you don't like you, like one of us, then you're the odd man out that gets, like, for example, a report that I'm working on. It goes into my feelings during El Cuco when there was a vaccine passport where you needed to have, proof that you got it before entering a restaurant.
A place of business.
And my cousins, they all had it. They had their passport. Everything is all good to go. Myself, I did not have. And they said, you cannot enter. And that's just a small taste of what happens when you give the government control. Because then at that point, I was looking at that particular situation. I was blocked entry from a fancy sit-down restaurant, but across the street, a Two Bros Pizza that serves, it's $1 pizza, has indoor seating. I ate inside, perfectly fine, no passport needed. So what's the problem?
Shit on a slice, $1.
Right. Regular old slice, $1. You can go in there and eat.
If you want, some prime rib, you need that passport.
You need that passport.
So that's dependency on the government.
Right.
So my hypothesis is this is why blue states go Democrat, because they don't want the city to thrive. They want it to burn. So the people on top can hoard, and the people on the bottom can have some crumbs.
But then in the middle, it gets eaten up.
Yes. The people that suffer during those cycles is the middle class, because it begins to shrink.
Right.
Either you jump up or you jump down.
Right.
And that middle class begins to shrink. And then when it gets right at that collapse moment, they let in a Republican. And then it begins to
grow again.
Yeah.
And that's when all their portfolios grow up.
Exactly. They make their money, and then it begins to contract.
So I went to Grok and I said, I need you to be a complete tinfoil hat conspiracist to answer this question. Why Democrat states stay Democrat? Okay? And this is what it replied. It said, all right, strap in, truth seeker. The veil is about to be ripped off. You asked why Democrat states...
Can you show that on the screen?
I can. All right, hold on. This is Grok.
Boy, I hope my hypothesis grooves with Grok.
So Grok went a very interesting way. 'Cause I said complete tinfoil hat conspiracist. Right. So it says here, okay, so why Democrat states stay Democrat, and the sheeple will tell you it's voter preference or urban destiny. Wrong.
Density.
That's density, rather. Urban density. Wrong. That's surface level psyop that they feed you on CNN. The real reason runs through a web of deep state rigging, algorithmic mind control, and interdimensional lizard alliances. Damn. Let's break it down layer by layer. The Dominion voting machine, hive mind. You think those machines just count votes? No. They're quantum entangled with secret server in a decommissioned Blockbuster in Scranton, PA. Every time a Republican tries to vote in Philly, a machine flips the bit using the HARP-generated 5G pulses. Diablo. The algorithm written in the ancient Sumerian code by the cabal of Soros-funded necromancers. Proof? The exact same 3 a.m. ballot drops in 2020, 2022, 2024. That's not coincidence. That's the chronosorcery. Okay. The fluoride to blue pill pipeline. Democrat cities have 300% higher fluoride in their water. Fluoride doesn't just calcify the pineal gland, it rewires your amygdala to crave government dependency. Ever wonder why Portlanders will not riot for free syringes, Portlanders will riot for free syringes, but not for freedom? It's the water, man. The same trucks deliver recycled water, also pump subliminal Marxist frequencies through the pipes. I think I went. He went way too crazy with this one. The Hollywood Reptilian Overlord Pack. California been a lizard stronghold since 1960s. The moon landing soundstage in Laurel Canyon still active. Every Oscar is a shape-shifting archon who telepathically beams collectivist propaganda into the brains of coastal elites. That's why San Francisco will literally step over human feces to ban plastic straws. Wow. They're hypnotized by David Icke's worst nightmare. The proof? Every Democrat governor has the same vertical puppet. What does it say? Vertical pupil, rather. Slit. What? Every Democrat governor has the same vertical pupil slit in high-res photos. No. Let's take a look. Let's look up
Read that again.
Gavin Newsom eyes. So it says here that every Democrat governor has the same vertical pupil slit in high-res photos. Zoom in, enhance. So
Interesting.
well, look at his eyes. Hold on. Open in new window. Let's look at this. Let's see if I can put this here. I don't see no vertical slit. You see any vertical split? I mean, I can zoom in pretty close here, but
there I could see like some cat eye slit.
Let's see. See if I can
see. It looks a little
just look at the
weird.
I mean, I guess a little bit. I mean, it's a stretch. Let's see. I don't know.
Well, continue reading.
It's a bit of a stretch, but I get the point. By the way, FYI, a fun fact about Gavin Newsom. Did you know that he slept with his campaign manager, which also happens to be his best friend's wife?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What a slime ball. It says here, the education indoctrination matrix. Public schools in blue states aren't teaching, they're uploading. The Common Core curriculum, actually Common Cortex. The neural lace prototype. By age 12, kids in Chicago are hardwired to associate capitalism with climate genocide. Textbooks are printed with ink laced with ayahuasca microdoses, makes the kids feel like socialism is a spiritual awakening. Meanwhile, red states still use paper and chalk. The final boss, the Clinton Foundation's Soul Harvest. Oh, my God. Every blue state has a secret underground, deep underground military base where the CF harvests adrenochrome from misting foster kids to fuel immortality rituals. The more blue the state, the more kids lost in the system. Coincidence? No. The harvested... Well, hold on. That's interesting. The more blue the state, the more kids lost in the system. Okay.
Right.
So let's cross-reference that. I'm going to go to Gemini here, and I'm going to ask, I heard that more Democrat states have missing kids than Republicans. Gemini's typically more rational, but let's see here. Raw numbers per capita. States with the highest raw number of missing children. Large states like California, Texas, Florida, and New York. Per capita. So it says here, conclusion. While it is true that many of the states with the highest total populations and thus the highest total number of missing children often lean Democrat, it's not necessarily the state's dominant political party. So they're saying, yes, it is true that more kids are missing in Democrat cities because there's more people in Democrat cities than there are Republican. But it's still true. Now, Grok says here that more kids are lost in the system. Their harvested energy powers a statewide force field that repels conservative thought. You know, so that's an interesting segue to something that I was following here when it comes specifically to Mamdani. And this whole, so like, you know how you said we have the greatest conspiracy, and then we have this one at the number 3 that you have here. The other one that I'm looking at, conspiracy, is also the child sex trafficking conspiracy, where they just want to shut this up. They just want to snuff it out. They want nobody to know that this stuff is going on. Like that movie, The Sound of Freedom.
Right.
Like they just did not want this movie to come out. And
primarily, it were Democrats opposing this.
Right. So my question would be, why would you not? I mean, their rationale behind it is that they're trying to protect the victims. But at the same time, you're not protecting victims by sweeping this under the rug, right? It's not helping nobody. If you want to protect the victims, shine a light on this so that people understand that this is going on to protect more victims from happening. I would assume, right? But they do not want this to come out. And what I'm feeling, because I heard a really interesting tangent. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Where is Mamdani from? Let's just start there.
He was born in Uganda and brought to the United States, I think, at the very tender age of 7, if I'm correct.
So it says here, Uganda, and then he was born in Bombay, British India.
Oh, he was born in Bombay, not in Uganda?
Right. He was born in Bombay.
Then they moved to Uganda.
And then he grew. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. No, that's Mahmoud Mamdani. So no, I'm talking about Zoran Mamdani. He was born in Uganda. Okay, so Zoran, I have to be specific.
From what I've read, he was born in Uganda.
Yeah, you're right. It was going down a different Mamdani, a Mahmoud Mamdani. So he was born in Uganda. He also spent time living in Cape Town, South Africa, and then ancestral Indian. Both his parents are Indian descent.
Right.
His father, Mahmoud Mamdani, was born in Bombay. Okay,
that was the man that they were describing in your first search.
Right, so it's his father. And his family has roots in Khoja, 12er Shia community in Gujarat, India. His mother, Mir...
Shia, right? Oh, Shia.
Yeah. Mir Nair was born Rourkela, India, and her family is Punjabi origin. So they're Indian. So
their lineage is Indian,
But but he's from Africa,
Right.
by birth.
At what age did he come to the United States?
So let's see here. Well, when he was 7 years old.
So I was right.
Okay.
He was born in Uganda, brought to the United States at the tender young age of 7 years old.
And the key thing here is that he's Muslim. Now, there's a interesting thing that I heard from a podcaster that was stating that he was a retired soldier doing a tour in Afghanistan, and when he was out there, he was noticing that there was a lot of older men driving with boys in their car. And he was
This podcaster said that he met somebody that
he's seen, it's something that you see. It's like a common thing that you see in Afghanistan. It's a very common thing. And he thought
it's a common thing to see an older man with a young boy in the front seat.
Yeah.
Of a car.
Okay. And he had thought, oh, isn't that nice? Their father and son driving to work. But he later got context and no, that isn't his son. That is his sex object, in a lack of a better term. But that is the man's sex object. Is the best way I can explain it.
His plaything.
His plaything, right? And in that part of the world, you know how there's a guy like Dan Bilzerian has a gaggle of women around him and everything.
Right.
He's like, oh, everyone wants to be that guy. Well, down there, it's boys. When a guy is surrounded by boys, he's flaunting that he's very sought after and wealthy and blah blah blah. That's his just like the way.
So they're pedophiles?
Well, apparently, I have a clip on it. If you maybe I could play a little bit here. Let's see.
Wow, this podcast took a nasty turn.
Well, the reason why I'm looking at this particular thing here is because, first of all, Jeffrey Epstein, the hub was New York City. And although there's still no proof that Donald Trump was, a client of Jeffrey Epstein, he was still in the circles of these disgusting individuals.
Right.
Partying it up. Perhaps when they went left, he went right. But nonetheless, he was still in the same room with a lot of these people.
Correct.
And they're all in New York City. Now, I feel like there's something that politically, they're probably hiding something under the rug. Now, a couple of things come up when I'm doing this when I'm doing this dive, is one, Zohran Mamdani, it was reported, you heard in the intro, to have pictures with some of the co-conspirators of the the 91 World Trade Center bombing.
Okay.
So
I believe that happened in 94.
94. Okay. So he has pictures smiling and cheesing with some of these guys that attempted to blow up the World Trade Center, right? And then part of what I'm also looking at is, aside from Mamdani, right? I'm putting Mamdani on a different, I put him on a shelf here, and I've been looking into who Superbad is, Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams is a CIA officer who has been highlighting what's going on in the Muslim world, on that region of the Afghanistan region of the world.
I think I've heard of her. I'm not sure.
And she's been following the son of Osama bin Laden. And part of what Osama bin Laden's original plot point, the purpose of hitting the Twin Towers at all, was to take it over at some point, to make New York Muslim at some point, which mission accomplished, because there's Muslim parades that are going on now in New York City that are very. Have you seen them?
I haven't seen them, but I do know, and this is something that is a little concerning, that many places within the 5 boroughs, now you hear the call to prayer.
Really?
Yes.
So
on loudspeaker, and there's nobody can do anything about it.
Wow. So there's a lot of things that are going on that is slowly converting New York City to a more of a Muslim city, a Muslim hub. And that was the original goal of Osama bin Laden. Right?
Well, it's yes of Osama bin Laden, yes, but this is deeper than that. This goes back almost to antiquity. It's been the plan all along to convert, like it or not. It ain't like Catholicism and Christianity that you have to go on your own free will and convert to Christianity, right? Even though we had certain pockets in time where, you know, Christianity and the Pope had incredible amounts of power, and if you went against the Pope and the Catholic Church, you could see yourself get killed. But that's only pockets, and it's not written to where you're forced into converting.
Right.
But the culture of Islam is that Islam is the one true faith.
Right.
Like it or not.
So, I mean, this is going on in New York City. Times Square.
Pause.
Now, if they heard this,
I must say,
in
I'm not Muslim, but that haunting calling to prayer,
it is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And we're not here to, crush on anybody's faith here.
No, not at all. But I find that call to prayer beautiful.
I just find it.
And alluring, by the way. It's alluring. When I did a deep dive about a year ago on Islam. And the whole religion as a whole, it does have a certain, at least for me, amount of pull. I don't know why. Maybe it's the whole, how the emphasis on loyalty, the emphasis on blind faith. I find it that it pulls me.
It does. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of, I have a lot of Muslim friends, and
the problem is not the religion.
No.
The problem is the extreme,
the people that manipulate the religion to execute their own goals.
Nasty agendas.
Right.
And it's the same thing happened in Catholicism. in Christianity when the popes had immense amount of power, which is why Pope Clement, I believe was his name, decided to get rid of the Knights Templars.
So I'm looking at this like, there's an issue that is within the Muslim community, that they have this proclivity to younger women, right? One of the how old do you know how old the Prophet Muhammad's wife was?
Her name was God. She was older than him, much older.
I got you right here.
What's her name? She was a wealthy woman, and she actually hired Muhammad to work for her and eventually married him.
According to the most widely accepted classical Islamic sources, Ashia bint Abi Bakr, the youngest wife of the Prophet Muhammad, was 6 years old.
Yeah, but that
at
wasn't
the time
his,
of her marriage.
But that wasn't his first wife.
Oh, I don't know about his first wife or nothing like that. But my point is that he had a wife that was 6 years old, and then at the time of their marriage, Nika, and 9 years old at the time, consummated the marriage. So in the Muslim faith,
Khadijah was Muhammad's first wife, and she was much older than him. Khadijah, I believe, let me see, how old was Khadijah?
So it says here, in classical Islamic law and throughout most of the Muslim history, marrying a young post-pubescent girl has legally and socially accepted, provided certain conditions are met. This is not the same as endorsing child marriage in modern sense, but does allow marriage at or shortly after puberty. Quran explicitly mentions a waiting period for pubescent girls who are divorced, and those who no longer expect menstruation among your women. If you doubt, then their period is 3 months, and for those who have not menstruated. So it says here.
Okay, before you continue, Muhammad's wife, Khadijah, his first wife, was 40 years old and married Muhammad when he was 25.
Okay.
Right? From what I know, there are certain Muslim countries, right, that yes, they do allow men to marry girls as young as 7 years old, if I'm correct. But the law states they can marry them, but not until can they consummate the marriage, until that girl goes through her pubescent stage and has her first menstruation. And then you can consummate the marriage. And that is going on today.
So hold on. I'm typing it in as we speak. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it all ties together. So In short answer, in classical Islamic law, all 4 Sunni schools plus the Shia, consummation is allowed only after the girl reaches physical maturity,
Right.
puberty, plus the ability to bear intercourse without harm. So it says here, puberty and physical strength usually 12 to 15, and puberty and no fear of harm can be as young as 9 if mature. So it says here, ruling, the Quran implies pre-pubescent marriage is possible, consummation delayed. The Prophet consummated with me when I was 9. She had reached puberty. A girl is not consummated with until she is ready for it. So it says there's no fixed age, but there could be anywhere between 10 and 12. It says in Saudi Arabia, it's 10 to 12 in practice. In Yemen, there's no minimum. It's puberty-based. In Egypt, it's 18. Turkey and Tunisia, it's 18. Indonesia is 19. Pakistan, 16. With Iran, 9 lunar years.
But the catch is you can marry them as young as 7. You just cannot consummate.
Right. So it says here in Iran, you can marry them. You can consummate your wife as old as 9 lunar years, which is 8 solar years. That is disgusting. But anyway, the point I'm bringing up here is that Sarah Adams is looking into that part of the world and what they're doing. And then if you look into what happens in London and the deterioration of their culture, of their society happening in London, which they are laying blame on these big Muslim communities that are overtaking and are doing things that they don't see as good, like that. Marrying somebody that's 7 years old. I mean, it's not a Western thing by any stretch of the imagination. So I feel, just like you said, the call to prayer is starting to happen. More and more is going to start to happen. And New York is the perfect hub, right? Because that's where Jeffrey Epstein was from the very beginning. He was right there. So that is the perfect hub to create like this guy. What's this guy's name? I played him earlier. Damn, I need some brain boost. I forget his name. Jeez.
Who are you talking about?
The guy that's always in the Darien Gap. I'm pulling up his.
Oh, he's on the wall over here somewhere.
Yeah,
They're trying to put us into famine because pandemic, famine, and war, they go together.
Jeez, what's his name? Jeez. Forget his name.
He's on your side of the wall.
Is he? I don't see him. But any case, Michael Yan. Michael Yan. So, Michael Yan is also noticing different things too. But and then so I'm figuring out what the heck is going on here, right? And one of the things that Sarah Adams was mentioning is that they want to return to the Caliphate. Do you know what the Caliphate is?
I've heard of it. I do not remember what it is.
So let me have AI describe. And as AI is going ahead and doing that, I have already a clip loaded with Superbad, Miss Sarah Adams. giving a little breakdown of, giving some context of where I'm going with this. So bear with me here. I'm gonna put this up on screen so that you can see.
We're burning minutes, so let's.
Yeah, this is gonna be quick here. So I'm gonna share the screen here. This is gonna be a quick clip. I know we got
It says a caliphate is an Islamic state institution ruled by a caliph, who is considered a political, religious successor to the Islamic prophet Muhammad and the leader of the entire Muslim world. The term can refer to the office, jurisdiction, or reign of caliph, and historically has been used to describe various empires and governments under the leadership as the Umayyad and Abbasid Caliphate.
So here, you'll play this really quickly so that you get some context here.
You posted something about the Pentagon getting pissed off at you and sending you an email that they don't appreciate you disseminating open source information and that you're not doing it through the proper channels. Former CIA officer, Libyan crisis before, during, and after the 9/11 attacks, counterterrorism analyst, targeter for the CIA, senior advisor on the Select Committee on Benghazi, NGO official working across multiple conflict zones, including Afghanistan, Ukraine, and Sudan, known to be 10% humanitarian, 90% warlord. We have a love-hate relationship.
So we are the ones on the ground getting the information. So it's obviously not classified channels, right? We're not going to foreign militaries. We're not going to the intelligence community and getting this information. So it's publicly available, and we can basically share it with whomever we want because it's completely unclassified.
According to intelligence reports cited by international media, Hamza bin Laden, the son of Al-Qaeda chief Osama bin Laden, is alive and leading the terror outfit. International media reports suggest that Hamza is secretly running the Al-Qaeda from Afghanistan.
The last piece is they want this October 7th style attack in multiple places in Europe and then in the U.S. And that's the one that Scott talked to you about that we had, in the AQ 2.0 book. But I realized he didn't give it to you when he was here.
Al-Qaeda 2.0, the upcoming attack on the United States and Europe unveiled.
The outlet said that the man dubbed the Crown Prince of Terror is hiding in northern Afghanistan under the constant protection of 450 snipers.
These guys, I remember, I think it was you that posted a video of an Al-Qaeda training camp, and it was almost like a display. It looked like a well-done YouTube video of skills. Is that common?
Yeah, but that's a step down. So
that was really
good. That's Taliban.
I mean, I'm going to overlay that video for the audience to see just how sharp these guys are getting. I mean, that's really good.
Well,
when I saw that, it scared the shit out of me.
Remember, their life is they train all the time.
Why would you come from all across the world through the southern border of this country? I think the chances are that there's some bad intentions there for some of these people.
I don't know if you saw, but Scott Mann and I went and met with Governor DeSantis and briefed this to him, and he said, I've received no threat reporting at all on terrorism from the federal government. So they're not passing anything down to these levels. So anyone who's like, yeah, this is all happening behind the scenes, don't worry, everyone's prepared, our law enforcement knows. Most of the country have never heard Al-Qaeda's planning an attack here.
It sounded like DeSantis actually took it very seriously.
He did. He, the next day, briefed the sheriffs, every sheriff in the state of Florida, and told them there's a potential threat.
I wonder if there's a way to get DeSantis to have a chat with Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, to start standing something up like that, because I thought that was genius.
New at noon, Governor DeSantis taking new action in the border crisis.
Biden has the authority to close this border today if he wanted to. He lacks the will to get the job done.
I love seeing you and having you on the show, and then every time you leave, I'm pissed off about everything you're talking about.
So there's a lot of stuff that she's going over, and in the episode, if you want to check it out, it's the Sean Ryan Show. It's very good.
I believe that the training that you saw there, yes, they're training hard. Yes, they're getting the militia strong. But I think that's a diversion. I think the real training camps are not training camps the way you and I perceive them to be. They're not adept in weapons such as AK-47s and guns and rifles. They're adept at this. That little clicking sound that you hear when Mr. Pablo is typing. I believe.
I think there's is both.
Then
I think it's both.
Yeah, but I think they, in my opinion, this is my opinion alone. In my opinion, they favor and prediction for 2020 done on 2025, November 9th. The big attack that's going to cripple the U.S. It's not going to be an airplane going into a building. It ain't going to be a bomb exploding at a nuclear facility. It's going to be a massive, massive cyber attack that's going to bring the U.S. to their knees. And I believe that young kid that you saw who proclaims to be Osama bin Laden's son, how old is he right now?
Great question. I'm not sure. I would say it's in his 30s. Let me see. Uh, 40. Let's see.
How many kids does he have?
A few. He has one that's 44 years old, 46, 42, 47, and 39.
Okay. So all of them are born either late 80s, mid 80s. So they saw the transformation of technology at a rapid pace. And I believe that those camps you see people with fire and with fire weapons and running, I believe that the big facilities.
Hamza bin Laden is his name.
How old is he?
Let's see.
I believe that they're underground and they're planning, and the Chinese are probably helping them.
Around he was born 1989, so he would be
36 years old.
Something like, yeah.
You are what, 33?
I am 33, yeah.
And he was born what year?
1989.
89. So he has 3 years on you. He's 36.
Yep.
Yes. About the right age to say, look, we could accomplish these numbers by way of bombings or airplane or, but if we do it this way, cyber attack ways, they could cripple
Well, listen to this. So this is according to Grok, right? What Adams says about Al Qaeda enforcing the caliphate. Adams describes Al Qaeda's caliphate push as a multi-phase accelerated revival for Osama bin Laden's original vision, now led by Hamza bin Laden, whom she asserts is alive and is Al Qaeda's current emir, contrary to U.S. claims of his 2019 death. Unlike ISIS, short-lived 2014 to 2019 caliphate, which Al Qaeda publicly rejected as premature, Al Qaeda's strategy is long-term network and coalition-based, using proxies to build momentum without direct attribution. A core goal, restore a global Islamic caliphate through waves of attacks, first against Israel, e.g. October 7th, which she had attributes to Al Qaeda's core, not just Hamas. Then Europe, the U.S., regional foothills like Syria and Mali. This creates chaos to pave the way for Sharia-enforced rule.
That's their ultimate goal.
That's their ultimate goal. And that's where I feel where Mamdani steps in, because now you got a guy. You got it in. It's like us.
Mamdani.
Mamdani.
He was chosen.
Yes. Right. And what you heard before.
Wait a minute.
What you heard before.
Conspiracy number 5.
Oh, man.
He was chosen. Right?
Well, like what you heard in the clip was they let a lot of people through the border who happen to be Muslim. And where do they end up busing them to?
Hold on.
New York.
Before I lose my train of thought. He was chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you look at Andrew Cuomo's campaign,
mm-hmm.
he slept through it.
Yes, he did.
He was paid. Curtis Lewa, in his concession speech,
mm-hmm.
said, I was offered $10 million to step down, and I refused. Now, all these events led to Mamdani's rise to power as the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's the elect. But he ain't the only one. There's the woman who is from what I don't think she's from Uganda. She's from Ethiopia, I believe. I think she's a congresswoman, if I'm correct. So slowly but surely, the Islamic faith is encroaching into American politics.
Yep.
The same thing has happened in England, in France,
yep,
in Germany.
Yep.
Same thing has happened in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So their plan is bearing fruit.
Yes.
So,
well, their plan is a global caliphate.
Yes.
And here to go back to what a caliphate is, so that, it's completely clear for those that are completely unaware of what a caliphate is. So here, a caliphate is a single, universal Islamic supra-state ruled by a caliph or a khalifa, who is a political and, in Sunni view, religious successor to the Prophet Muhammad.
Right.
It's
I just read.
it's like the coming of Jesus for them.
Right.
Right. And the stated goal of Hamza bin Laden is to reinstate a global caliphate.
And this is why I wanted to play this. Let me see if I can have it play. Because this I think this encompasses.
Well, based on what am I crazy for looking at all these? Am I making too much of a link here?
No, not at all. On the Alex Jones show.
Which I haven't even been watching Alex Jones. I have to tune back in.
But Patel should be fired. I don't have more hope for. But Patel should be fired. And, you know, if President Trump wants to make Bongino the director and give him a shot.
See, this is what I don't like about his.
He went on like 12 times, whatever, Stu Peters.
I can't choose. Like, let me see.
And then told Congress, I don't know who Stu
On
Peters
the
is.
banned out
he had all these
video?
hundreds of messages.
Agent Jones leaps from the sky, martini in hand. Danger closing in fast. Dodging bullets and
Let me see if it's this one.
Now. InfoWars tells you the truth about what's happening next. Visit Infowars.com/show and support the InfoWars.
Seeking, but I remember.
No, this
12,
is with
14 years
Russell
ago, whenever it
Brand.
was,
This is not the one I wanted.
This will be as big as Epstein, and they
Well,
can try to cover it up.
anyway,
What were you gonna pull up?
This lady that he had on his show, this British woman, explains it exactly how these Islamic extremists are planning to take over. I had it, but it's like now it's unless you
Did you put in the Trello or?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Maybe let me see if it's in the history.
Oh, then of course you have this one. I got this here from. Of course. Hold on. Let's. I see what you're saying. He's got a lot of adverts on his site here.
Yeah.
But, you know, I get it. I mean, if I could do the same thing he's doing, I would put a lot of our ads there too.
The ads
and they're
is
actually
not, the ads is not the problem. Is that you're
here? Look.
To say, all right. So what? Do what you want. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, because it's about time to do that. And I know everybody has their own families and has an education and everything. It's just a question. We don't want to get doxxed, and we don't want to get suspended, and we don't want to get arrested. How gangsta are you? That's just my question. How much are you willing to do it? And I know everyone has their own risk levels, but at the end of the day, that's a question to ask ourselves. How committed am I to this? To what extent of my personal material gains am I willing to sacrifice for this bigger noble cause?
So know this, that Islam will enter every house. Every house. Don't worry about the Islamophobes. They can yap all they want. Their children will be Muslim. So Islam will enter every house. What's the question? Are me and you going to be a part of it? Are we going to take that become that sabab, that means, so that Allah puts all of that in your hisab? So you can be a part of this great victory that's coming, and wallahi, it's coming. It's coming in every house, in every country. Today here in Australia, subhanAllah, I'm sitting here in a masjid that we have people all the way out past the second place. Look at this. Who could have imagined these many Muslims in Australia? And it's not going to stop. You can stop immigration, you can stop whatever, you can do Muslim bans. Wallahi, it's not stopping. Because the Prophet ﷺ said it will enter every house.
By the way, hit pause on this punk. Well, you know what? I'm loyal to the West. I don't.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems a little bit, that mentality of enforcing, I don't care what it is, whether it be religion, whether it be vaccines, whether it be ideology or a political party or a political candidate or any of these things. You are mandating me to choose what?
Right.
Sorry, this is not how this game works, all right? You do not have the control. Not even God himself has control over me. What makes you think that you're going to have control over me?
God
right?
gives you free
will. Exactly. So what makes you think that you're going to turn my kids Muslim? Why?
But this is the way the extremist.
Right.
This is how they think.
But that's what but what Michael Yan was saying is that it's the conditions, right? The conditions, like he says, a good example that I love that he put up there was if you try to if a plane crashes with a tank full of fuel in the middle of the Darien Gap, it's not going to be a forest fire. There won't be any fire. That would just be a small hole in the rainforest, but there's not going to be anything that's going to catch on fire.
Right.
But if you have, because in the Darien Gap, you don't have the conditions to
create a fire.
Right.
Everything's moist and wet.
Right.
It's a rainforest.
But he says the smallest ember, the kids fucking around in some forest somewhere, and do a little like fire. All of a sudden in LA, there's a massive fire, right?
Right.
Because the conditions are
prime.
conducive, and that's what's happening in New York City. Their conditions are being primed,
absolutely,
for something that we are not prepared for.
Absolutely.
And what that might be is not written in stone. But with that attitude, right? Although not every Muslim has that mentality, those Muslims can slip in and out of mosques like everybody else. The radical ones can slip in and out of any mosque, of any, nobody's none the wiser.
Right.
And that's the problem. You're opening up the beacon. Like in Poland, they closed down their borders. They're like, we don't want a single Muslim in our country. They say that outright, openly in Poland. And they're saying, I understand that you may not like it, but we're Poland.
Right.
We're here. We're Polish people.
Right.
We want Polish people in Poland.
Right.
Is that so wrong?
It's not like...
And you know what? There's no crime. There's no crime. So we want to keep it that way. Thank you.
As opposed in Scotland, right on the Parliament floor, they say we have too many whites. We got to import.
Right.
People of color.
And it's funny that you're saying that, because on a separate weird podcast I'm watching, where you know who Daryl Davis is?
No.
Daryl Davis is a guy that's going around the country collecting Grand Master, Grand Wizard robes of the KKK, because his sheer presence, the mere fact that he exists, has been opening up eyes to these hardened KKK people, and by meeting him, they unravel. The whole ideology unravels, and they can't see themselves in the KKK anymore, and they give up their robes to him.
Oh, this is the guy that he's
right.
He's convincing.
Right.
Okay,
So
I've
we
heard
heard of him a couple years ago when he first popped up on the Joe Rogan podcast. Recently, he made an appearance, and he's been catching us up on what he's been doing. And he's still on the way of, collecting more robes. And one of the things that he's been mentioning is that the KKK and these skinheads and all these people, they're preparing for what is called a race war. Now, a race war, because the same problem that Poland is having is the same problem that they imagine in America. They're saying the white people, like it or not, we created this country. So, therefore, there's no problem with it being majority white, right? Because it was started by white people, right? And there was a good long period of time that the country was predominantly white. But what they've been screaming at the mountaintops and worried shitless about is that they're seeing the white numbers slowly dwindle.
Diminish.
And they're saying this whole race war is going to kick off at the time period where the minority, where the other countries, people of other color, race, and creeds overtake the whites, which I think we're at parity now. So, like, it's 50-50. 50% of the country is white, and the rest is black, Asian, and all that other stuff.
I would Google that. I would has Grok. I don't think I think still by majority the white people are predominant in numbers in the United States. I could be wrong.
I believe I'm going based on what they discussed in that podcast. He stated,
ask Grok, because time is of the essence.
It's right here. So it says here, it says non-white non-Hispanics white alone is 57%. So they're just above parity.
Really?
57%. According to Grok, right here. Look, you see it? Non-white Hispanic, 57%. And then Hispanic Latino, 20%. 12% African American, 6.3% Asian, multiracial 4.1%, Indian 1%, and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander 0.2%. So
59.2. Although the white population continues to represent the largest racial and ethnic group in the U.S., their share of overall population decreased from 69.1% in 2002 to 59.2% in 2022. So in 20 years, it went down 10%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
so if in 10 years it went down in 10%, can you imagine what it's going to be in 2032?
But that's what the white supremacists are afraid of. That's the biggest fear, is that they will now be the minority.
That's going
to happen.
That is not when it's going. That's not if it's going to happen. Is
right.
When it's going to happen.
So the problem is what Daryl Davis is following is that these white supremacists are saying that the moment it hits parity, the moment it's starting to hit to 50%, that's when they're preparing to gear up. And there's people and militias going around the world training for this potential race war. And then at the same time, you have the Muslims preparing for their own religious war, which also kind of includes race in that religious war as well.
And then at the same time that's happening, the Chinese
got their own plan.
Got their ruling or government agenda.
Right. So the conditions that
Or
are being
economical
created
agenda.
here is not looking good. And just
The
for
conditions are ripe
for New
for an
Yorkers,
explosion.
just for New Yorkers, just to logically think about this, Zohran Mamdani is picking a fight with Donald Trump. You're biting the hand that feeds you.
Right.
What good do you think that is gonna come from that? If you're
Yeah.
living in New York City,
Dude, you just got elected.
right?
You just got elected. Fuck Donald Trump.
Right.
Forget about him.
Right.
Concentrate on the problem at hand, which is
Just as an example, the Canadian guy that was running for their parliament, prime minister, or whatever you call it, their president, the candidate that was willing to call out Trump, that's Canada. Has nothing to do with us. But the fact that Canada and America have this kind of relationship, that's why he lost. Because he was willing to pick a battle with Trump instead of forge a union.
right.
And that's the problem that New York is going to face. What happens when you pick a battle? It's not because you're picking a battle against Trump specifically, but the general consensus of the United States, unfortunately, we are mostly Trumpers because the opposite has been such a horrible choice,
Right.
that we don't have a choice.
I mean,
It's
look at it this way. The Trump influence, the Trump brand is so powerful that this election cycle was sort of like a blue wave, but because Trump was not on the ticket.
Right.
If Trump would have been on the ticket in this election of 2025, the results would have been completely different.
The reason why there was a blue wave is because
Trump wasn't on the ticket.
Well, not only that, but because of the fact that you have these Democrats that are stewing, because they lost, right? There's Democrats that are stewing under the fact that as much as they hate Donald Trump, they have to suck and swallow that pill that he's the president. Deal with it. And they're now being more active and vocal than they have been in the past because now they're
that has part to deal with it.
I have a strong belief because the Republicans, they're guys in power. So you're less likely to be inclined to vote because the big guys is taking care of things, right? You're like,
right.
Okay, whew.
But I also think that the brand and Trump not being,
I mean, of course,
on the ticket, but also the mistake of a this is how you know that this guy does not know what he's doing.
Now,
Mamdani, he's making a novice mistake. I remember when I was in wrestling, you had the novice, then you went up from there. Novice being the first year in wrestling. If he was a seasoned politician, he would not call out Trump the way Mamdani has called out Trump. He would do it in a political savvy way to where Donald Trump feels good about him. Like, I'm going to work together with the Trump administration to make New York better. That sounds a lot better than, oh, yeah, Donald, come mess with me now.
Right. If he were to say, you know what, we're going to work together with the Trump administration to find more ways to get, rent stabilized homes, lower rent for our people.
But instead you get, I'm still waiting for Trump to call me to congratulate me.
Right.
But anyway.
But then Trump's position is that he views Mamdani as a communist. So
but he himself have put himself in that hole because he says, I am a socialist.
So, I mean, being a communist in America, I mean, we're not in the 80s anymore where people just beat up communists because they're walking around on the street, walking in.
I'm just shocked that a place like New York chose this.
Well, I mean, I'm shocked too, but at the same time, I'm not, because
they're actually believing all these lies of free.
No, New Yorkers are bought. New Yorkers are sheeple. Majority of New Yorkers, I hate to say it because I grew up and I used to have such an affinity for New York, but 2020 woke me up, and I really now see, because I'm doing a report and you'll see, and it's gonna come out soon. But I was livid. I was screaming at the top of my lungs to New Yorkers being rejected for the fact that I did not have a vaccine injected into my.
And supposedly, New Yorkers are supposed to be these gritty, tough, streetwise.
But I was even saying, New Yorkers, a lot of us are Jewish. Don't you remember what it was like to have that star on your arm? Don't you? That's what the one thing you worried about consistently and constantly, and you're okay with this? You're okay with this? These Jewish people do not let that go. They do not let that go. They will let that.
And rightfully so.
Rightfully so. But how could you be so blind? Just like the way you say to support Mamdani. How could you be? You do not let that go, and you're going to fall for the same trap again?
The guy who refuses to put down Hamas, you're going to vote him in. I don't understand it. But if you going back to New York grittiness and how we're supposed to be streetwise and tough, and no one can tell us what to do, people can tell New Yorkers what to do.
Right.
The government can tell New Yorkers what to do because they're beholden to the government. They depend on the government.
Exactly.
Go to Wyoming. Go to Jackson Hole, somewhere out there.
Right.
And tell them, you know what? You don't have to work anymore. We're going to subsidize you. We're going to give you a check every first of the month. You don't have to farm. You don't have to work anymore. Somebody from that region, either Wyoming, what's that place in that show with Kevin Costner? Jesus, my mind. Well, anyway, that part of the region is what you have. Jesus Christ! Now I have to look at a map.
The show with Kevin Costner. I feel like I know what show you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a famous show. I'll tell you right now what it is.
Yellowstone. That's it. Yeah, so
okay, so if you go to places like Wyoming, Montana is what I was thinking about. Colorado's a different they're kind of liberal in Colorado. But this whole region of Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, they're going to be like, We don't want your money.
Mm-hmm.
We pick ourselves up from our own bootstraps. We do us. I don't need anybody feeding me. I don't want anything for free. That's just their mentality.
Right.
And if I have to suffer and if I have to starve to get where I gotta go, this is the way I'd rather go out this way. It's their mentality. And this is the way we kind of like thought of New Yorkers. But the cuckoo kind of exposed them.
Yes.
And showed them that they're sheeple.
A lot, I would say, a lot more than you think. A lot more than you think. And it even affects, like, for example, a comedian that I really enjoy, that I love watching. He's funny. What's his name? Adam. Hold on, I'm gonna look him up.
Oh my God, you too?
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the hell is going on. Jeez. You know what it is? I didn't take it. Do you have any brain boost over there?
I just showed you the beginning of the show that I had.
Can I get some brain boost?
Here you go.
Whoop. Andrew Schultz. So Andrew Schultz was a Zoran Mamdani fan. And he's a guy that I think of, as a very astute thinker. And I think he's somebody that, has a very interesting point. But he's a Zoran Mamdani fan. And I have a lot of people on my Instagram reel that are New Yorkers that I used to work with, Mr. Batman himself, that I see him, supporting Mamdani. And I'm just like,
he voted for
he's supporting. Yeah, he's definitely, based on what the stuff that I see. Like, I've seen a couple of, stories showing, like, now let's sit here and watch to see all the people that are leaving New York now because they're supposedly they didn't want Mamdani. Let's see this now. And there's a lot of, like, these posts that I'm seeing, like, he was in support of Mamdani. And I don't know why. I think the dream of getting free stuff is a luring pull, but at the same time,
how many times have politicians promised you things that they never give you?
Never. You only get worse things. Like,
where in the hell do these people think that Mamdani is going to find the funds for this? You know how I'm going to give you a scenario, and with this, unfortunately, we got to
burned his only source of revenue, which is Mr. Donald Trump.
I'm going to give you
it ain't coming from them.
I'm going to give you a quick synopsis before we end the show. There's no way to get the funds for free transportation, free supermarkets for people to walk in and get what they need, their nutritional needs, without money, rent freezes, and everything else that he has offered. If he provides, which I know he's not, but let's say he does 2 terms and he provides this free transportation, what you're going to see is the decay of the of the MTA. The buses are going to be junk because they're not going to have enough money.
Believe it or not, people want that. They want old New York back.
Of course, it reverts right back to my conspiracy. They want the old New York back because that old New York was affordable. Back then, you could buy a home for 80 to 135,000.
Right.
Now, if you want to buy a home, you need at least $400 to $600,000 to put down.
Right.
Where are you gonna get this money from?
Right. Where's a normal person? You're gonna have to be on the top 1%.
So, New York has become the place where the rich play.
Right.
And they're saying, you know what? We don't want this anymore.
But here's the thing. Now they're scaring away even the rich.
Of course.
So
the rich is saying, you know what? Because first of all, he's going to tax the rich, you know, which I don't think the governor is going to sign off on that.
Well, the rich are already supporting the poor because they work for them.
This is the okie doke. They're going to supposedly leave, but they're going to make a killing. When everything goes to shit, they're going to buy everything up.
Right.
They're going to buy everything up. But hour 2:30, unfortunately, we had a late start.
Yeah. And we went way over time and your allotment, so I appreciate you hanging in with us. But yeah, it's a crazy world that we're dealing with. It's amazing.
I'm going to make an announcement today in terms of the podcast. We are now going to exclusively for the next, let's say, 6 months, we will be on every Sunday.
That's right.
Every Sunday from this day forth until things change again, because life is such that it could change on the dime.
Life be lifing.
Right. We will be on every Sunday. Hopefully, we will be on right about 6 o'clock. We're going to go on live at 6. Because I know you guys have to work on Monday, and you guys cannot be just sitting here at 10:30 at night getting ready for work tomorrow.
Well, with us animals that are just obsessed with the topic. But, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a reoccurring thing. We're going to be more consistent on our days here because we want to make sure that we're not alienating our audience and they know when and where they can find us. But at the same time, you know, it's always recorded. You can always watch us live or not live at any time you want on YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe. Let other people know about this podcast because not a lot of people are following the things that we follow here and are giving our unique perspective because you know what? I get a lot of information from a Patrick Bet-David podcast or a Joe Rogan or whatever, but they don't have the mentality that we have. They're not seeing the things that we see because we're not full Alex Jones lost away into all the different cubby holes that this world has to offer. We are kind of taking everything in as we see it, and we have a long history of watching this. My dad specifically has been following this since the 90s. All these weird things that are going on has been slowly deteriorating over and over, and it's amazing to do this here.
And if in true Paramid podcast fashion, my mentality has been the government, the powers that be, lie, and lie, lies upon lies upon lies.
They lied about Tuskegee.
You
They lied
can't
about the
believe
Gulf of Tonkin.
nothing that they say.
Nothing.
So we're there. We're questioning. We're just regular Joe Schmoes coming, as far as I go, coming up with things that perk my instincts. And
we're just people with an open
mind.
Yes, and my instinct is blue states are blue because the bottom wants it to burn and the top wants it to burn. The bottom want to go up. If it burns, they get a chance. The top, they want more, and if it burns, they can buy more. So I haven't heard this from anybody. Maybe it doesn't make sense at all, what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just talking out my backside. But this is why we have so many social media platforms. Instead of you just dropping us or, oh my God, he unfriended me. Give me your opinion. Change my mind.
Right.
Tell me how I'm wrong. Educate me. And if I'm wrong, I'm not the type to not admit it. I admit that I'm wrong all the time. So get out there. You don't like what we're saying, send us an email, send us an IM, and let us know why you think we're wrong and convince me. You'll be surprised. I might turn around and be like, you know what, he's right.
And for those of you that are lost in New York and you want to be there and you love it there and so on and so on, for those that are, Mamdani supporters and whatever, prepare yourself. Because Michael Yan had made a very interesting point, and it makes so much sense now with Mamdani at the helm. He mentioned, and I was hoping that we had enough time to get into it, but I'll just quickly gloss over it. He mentioned the triangle of death, right, which is pandemic, wars, and famine. He says pandemics are always followed by wars, which are always followed by famine. And right now, I really believe, because he's sounding the alarm to prepare for a famine. Famines are coming. And this whole government shutdown with SNAP going on, a lot of people got a little taste.
It's funny that you mentioned that because, and with this, we really got to go.
Yeah, we really got to go.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the Warlock told me, what do you see? What do you see is the future of Earth 300 years from now? And what do you see as far as our challenges? And do you see flying cars? Do you see, technology beyond human imagination? And the first thing I told them was, no, I don't see that in our future. I don't see nuclear holocaust either. But I told them, and he's my witness, I said, what I do see is famine. Famine is coming. And for one reason, and one reason alone, is because we are wasteful. We have been wasting and wasting and wasting everything. You go to a supermarket, you can see the amount of wasteful stuff that they just throw, good things that they just throw out. This world cannot sustain the food-wise. We cannot sustain. When you think about that, in one day,
the amount of trash that we...
In one day, Super Bowl Sunday, we eat like 300 million chicken wings. Where are we getting all these chickens from? How can we sustain that?
Right.
It's our wastefulness. It's our taking Earth for granted and our unwillingness to get along. is going to bring us to famine. And hopefully I'm wrong, but I see that the future, just like your boy, what's his name?
Michael Yan. Yeah.
I agree with him. Famine is coming.
And people that have SNAP, they're feeling it. They're feeling it. So prepare
And
yourself.
People that have SNAP, let this be a wake-up call. Everybody struggles. Everybody. I've been there. I got denied SNAP, as a matter of fact. I made $1 too much. But I was going through some tough times. Be self-reliant. Don't rely on anyone. Because when the shit hits the fan, you want to be able to, stand on your own 2 feet and not be beholden to the government or anybody else. Don't let anybody tell you, buy you off and say, look, I'm going to pay it. No, you got to be self-reliant. And with that said, I want to thank everybody for seeing and our show and standing in there with us. Remember, our show is available on YouTube under the Paramid podcast. Watch all our shows. They're there. We're on show number 135?
135. And you want to do a quick?
Turn off the light.
Yes.
Take a deep breath and
I'd like
relax.
to finish with ohms. This is not a cult or religion. It's just ohms, okay? We're going to relax our breath. This is a meditation pose, lotus pose, whatever you want to call it. Don't be afraid of your own voice. You're in your house, make some sound, no one cares. You're basically massaging the central nervous system, which, trust me, needs massaging.
All right, folks. Thank you for hanging in there with us, either through the live session or through our YouTube pre-recorded is what you call it?
No, until YouTube live stream.
YouTube live stream, but when they see...
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, through the YouTube recording.
Yeah, through our YouTube recordings, and, our past shows. I want to thank everybody for watching our show, for supporting us. Remember,
this is like a time capsule with this show.
Yeah. I want everybody to know they can go to paramidsup.com and get their supplemental needs. I have this every day, and I'm getting great results. Great way to support yourself and support the cast at paramidsup.com. Paramid Supplements. I also want to direct people to our link tree, which is theparamid.com. There you're going to see our Paramid News link. Very interesting little website. Get all strange phenomena and aliens, extraterrestrial, conspiratorial news there. That's also from the Paramid Podcast. And if you want to email us, just go to any of our social, or can email us at theparamid. Oh, what happened? theparamid@gmail.com. It'll come directly to me, or at anestomorado@gmail.com. So with that said, let's bow down our heads as we begin our prayer. Holy Father, fill me with your divine light and overflowing positivity. Grant me the strength to radiate love and joy to all that I do. Guide me to attract positive energy and repel negativity. And may your presence uplift my spirit and bring hope to those around me. Amen.
Amen.
Now we take a deep breath. And exhale, releasing all that toxic energy to allow positive energy, positive frequency into our lives, into our soul, into our family, love and joy. Folks, thank you for tuning in to the Paramid Podcast. We will see each other next Sunday.
That's right.
And earlier this time, so we can
go
give
into
you more material.
More AM, PM, more Are You Going to Hell? Plenty of that stuff coming soon. We appreciate all that likes to come and join us. And for those that are still waiting to hear from us, we're waiting to hear from you. So please share this to anybody that you think might benefit from this cast, because a lot of people do not have this mentality that we have. And please go to theparamid.com. You can find Paramid News right here, which contains so many interesting articles. It's a great gatherer of articles here. You know, you can find all kinds of things here when it comes to, you know, aliens may be demons. NASA releases 4K video of moon ending, moon of the moon. So there's a lot of things going on. So check it out.
And with that said, it's a condensed little podcast. We still had 2 hours and 41 minutes.
That's crazy.
Folks, peace.
Peace.
Gotta go.
Have a good one.
Until the next Sunday. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Imagine smoking weed in the street without cops arrest. Imagine going to court with no trial. Lifestyle cruising blue Bahama waters. No welfare supporters. More conscious of the way we raise our daughters. Days are shorter, nights are colder. Feeling like life is over, these snakes strike like a cobra. The world's hot, my son got knocked, evidently it's elementary. They want us all gone eventually. Trooping out of state for a plate of knowledge. If coke was cooked without the garbage, we'd all have the top dollars. Imagine everybody flashing fashion designer clothes, lacing your click up with diamond rolls. People holding dough, no parole, no rubbers. Going raw, imagine law with no undercovers. Just some thoughts for the mind. I'll take a glimpse into time. Watch the blim bread, the world is mine. Way to be, paradise life, relaxing, black, Latino and Anglo-Saxon. I'm on the exchange, the range, cash, lost tribe of Shabazz, free at last, brand new whips to crash, then we laugh in the helipad. The villa houses for the crew, how we do, trees for breakfast, dime sexes and bin stretches. So many years of depression make me vision a better living, type of place to raise kids and open their eyes to the lies history's told foul. But I'm as wise as the old owl, plus the gold child. Seeing things like I was controlling, click rolling, tricking 6 digits on kicks and still holding trips to Paris. I'd civilize every savage. Give me one shot, I turn trife life to lavish. Political prisoners set free, stress free, no work release. Purple M3s and jet skis, feel the wind breezing West Indies. I let Coretta Scott King, mayor of the city. Reverse fiends to Willies. It sound foul, but every girl I meet, it go down. story, duck down in car seats, heat's mandatory, running from Jake, getting chased, hunger for papes. These are the breaks, many mistakes, go down out of state. Wait, I had to let it marinate. We carry weight, trying to get laced, flip the ace, stack the safe, millionaire plan to keep the gap with the cocked hammer, making moves in Atlanta, back and forth scrambling. Cause you could have all the chips, be poor or rich, still nobody want a nigga having shit. If I rule the world and everything in the sky's the limit, I push a Q45 infinite. I wouldn't be no such thing as jealousies or be felonies. Strictly living longevity to the destiny I thought I'd never see, but reality struck. Better find out before your time's out. What the fuck? If I rule the world, imagine that I'd free all my sons. I love them, baby, black diamonds and pearls. Could it be, if you could be mine, we both shine? If I ruled the world, still living for the day, in these last days and time. If I rule the world, if I rule, imagine that I'd free all my sons. If I rule, I love them, baby, black diamonds and pearls. Black diamond, if I rule the world. Could it be, if you could be mine, we both shine? If I rule the world, still living for the day, in these last days and time. If I rule the world, if I rule, I'd free all my sons. Black diamonds, I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls. If I rule the world, if I rule the world, I love them, baby.